Hi, we're Ryan and Megan Southall. We have 4 kids: Carson, Atticus, Evangeline, and Bonnet. In August of 2015, our son Atticus had a near drowning incident.
We were invited to a friend's birthday party, just a backyard pool party as is common in Louisiana. And we had taken a couple different vehicles because I had planned to leave and go to a meeting with a coworker in preparation for the upcoming school year. So everyone was enjoying their cake and ice cream, and I kissed everyone goodbye and took off to my meeting.
Not long after she left, some of the kids alerted us, the adults are nearby, that Atticus was in the pool face up and not moving. So we immediately went over to him and I pulled him out and started performing CPR. While performing CPR, he began to come to and began to kind of speak and breathe a little bit, but he was obviously not of the right sound mind. And so while I was performing CPR, some of the adults nearby called paramedics, and then they arrived. They began to help do CPR and got him in the ambulance. And then when we got loaded up, they asked us where do we want to go, and of course we said Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital, where we then went to the ER that afternoon and he began to be seen by the doctors and be treated at the hospital.
So I had had my phone off during the meeting, thinking it would be rude and to have it on. So by the time I turned my phone on, I had something like 21 missed calls and messages. And at that point, I knew that something was wrong. It was just a matter of what it was and which child it was. So when I finally got in touch with Ryan, after he had been trying to get in touch with me, he had coordinated for my parents to come and pick me up. They didn't want me to drive, and they brought me over to the hospital where I caught up with them at the ER. And the first thing I could see was my son connected to all these machines and tubes. And at that point, it was extremely scary. We didn't know what the prognosis was going to be. And when I saw Ryan, the first thing I told him was, thank you for saving his life, in essence, by performing CPR, and then also thanking him for deciding to come to the hospital despite the fact that he was initially very responsive.
Atticus was eventually admitted to the PICU at Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital, and he was very touch and go for the first few nights while there. One of the best things about Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital was the fact that they had a doctor in-house 24 hours a day. So whenever he was very much needing some very vital calls to be made about what to do next in his life, sometimes in the middle of the night at 2 a.m., there were doctors that were in-house there ready to make those calls. And so because of that, he was able to begin the healing process within about a week. And then over the next couple of weeks, he began to improve and get better and begin his process of making his way out of the hospital.
Right. If it weren't for those critical decisions and just the knowledgeable staff, not only of the nurses and doctors and the residents, but also Child Life to make sure that he felt comfortable and at home. We saw so many specialists. If it weren't for their expertise, we know that we wouldn't have the healthy little boy that we have today. And we're proud to say that because of those decisions, because of that professionalism, Atticus is 100%. So thank you so much to the staff of Our Lady of the Lake, and please keep in mind that any money you donate, anything, volunteer hours, that's going to help someone specific, not just Atticus and his story, but kids just like him, families just like us who never thought that we would need the services of a children's hospital. So thank you, and remember that everything we're doing is for the kids.